I pointed at you, but I'm the one that's responsible for stuff.
Yes. Welcome, all of my friends, to the podcast called Couch Pilots. It's a show that dares to fly into the unknown territory of awful television, pilots of the past. My name is Jason. Thank you for joining us. You can call me the Black Bronco Buster, or Triple B. And across from me is my 1-2-3 kid. His name is Philip Ressisher. Good evening, Captain.
Good evening. 1, 2, 3, kiss. Well, you have lasers. I have 6 shooters. See, you're like a desperado from the future.
That's right.
Desperado
from the future.
From the future.
I was thinking about the intro. I say dares to fly into the unknown. No one's ever really dared us to, and I don't think it's treacherous to do what we're doing. It's probably it's of the safest things that can be done.
Well, I was gonna say there are a lot of plane crashes, but not as many as car crashes.
That's true.
So
and plane crashes, I think last year, 2017, there was no commercial crashes whatsoever.
Really?
Yeah.
Good on you, pilots.
Way to go, us. But I was thinking about that. Like, I think we're trying to make people think that we're doing something daring or exciting.
Well, I think it is daring to watch this many failed pilots and be able to function in the daily world.
Yeah.
The flying part is not the thing we're daring to fly into.
It's just knowing that these are bad, but still we go forward with them anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Against all odds. I mean, there's times where my wife says, "Hey, I want to fornicate," and I'm like, "I can't. I got 2 pilots to watch because tomorrow we're taking flight."
Yeah, but sometimes she joins you and watching.
In the sex, or
why can't you just do both at the same time? Why can't you sex?
Because I got to take notes.
What if you just ride on her back?
That would mean she wasn't facing me.
Okay. I don't know. I'm trying to kill as many birds.
At my age, you don't want to get too tricky. You just
no.
You don't want to get too tricky at my age.
You gotta, yeah, okay.
Because I'm either wheezing 5 minutes into it, or her leg hurts. So
I bet she'd love to know that we're talking about her leg hurting. Oh man!
I'm like, honey, relax. It's a piece of cake.
My legs sometimes will cramp up during the act. You
need potassium. You need to eat a banana.
That's sexy. Right before you get down with the lady, you suck down a phallic fruit.
Hey, depends on how you do it. It can be sexy. I don't eat bananas, so it would never be sexy. If I saw a girl munch on a banana before we had sex, I'd be like, no, we're just not having it.
Okay, well, I eat a banana. I pinch the bottom end, not where it connects. I pinch the bottom end, the peel comes off, and then I just slide the whole banana into my mouth, and then I let my throat do the work. Because bananas are mushy.
I had a girlfriend like that.
And so that's how I eat it. To me, it seems very erotic. But
sure,
I shouldn't be the one doing it. The girl should be doing that. So to me, if I were to try to get potassium to stave off some cramping, that would be the wrong way to go about it.
We should probably just have the banana before you go on the date.
Okay, smart.
Because that way it gives the time for the potassium to get through your system into your cramping areas.
Sorry I was late. I was eating a banana. Oh, yeah, how'd you eat it? Just like this. Date over.
That's why so many dates have just fizzled out.
Have you? That's probably pretty true. I know that you currently hate bananas. Has it always been that way?
I never liked bananas. Never, ever. Ever?
When my daughter was little, my mom would say, "Hey, take a banana, and you cut it up, and then you mash it up and put with some milk, and you feed it to her. It's like baby food." That doesn't sound great. It doesn't sound terrible. It doesn't sound great though. Your mom never did anything like that for you. You never ate bananas in any capacity.
No, I don't believe so. No.
What? Okay, all right. I know you don't like runts bananas.
But no, banana runs or the Skittles bananas. The kids tricked me one time. I thought it was a lemon one and it was a banana one. They laughed.
They knew what they were doing.
I spit it out on them. I slapped them both and I said, "Fuck it."
I like a banana Laffy Taffy.
Ew, I can't eat Laffy Taffy.
Would you ever shake yours?
Huh? Oh, I shake my Laffy Taffy all the time, but I can't eat it.
Oh boy,
I have too many fake teeth.
Oh, is that right? Mm-hmm. That's fair. Maybe you can put it in the microwave and then mix it in with some milk and just drink your Laffy Taffy.
Right, just drink.
Drink your boiling hot Laffy Taffy. Let it settle in your stomach like a candle.
Hey, this weekend I should have done that because I had a really bad sore throat and a cough.
What was wrong with you?
Oh, it's just remember at the beginning of the year when I was sick, beginning of winter.
Well, I feel like you're always coughing.
Well, yeah, I'm always coughing, but this is like worse cough. I did 3 breathing
Oh yeah, I saw that.
treatments this weekend.
I saw
3
that.
of them.
Did that help?
It seems to help. See, look.
Take a deep breath and exhale. Very good.
I love Excel.
Yeah. Microsoft Exhale.
I'm all about those formulas.
I'm kind of right now all about gearing up. We're in the midway point between the last CouchCon and the next CouchCon coming up.
Sure. And that's a big deal. CouchCon, last year was our first one in October.
Yeah.
It was in Folsom, California. It was a huge success.
This is Couch Pilots, the podcast.
Oh, yeah, we should probably tell people.
And CouchCon it's just, you have all these different cons.
Yeah, Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Pornicon.
BonerCon.
AwesomeCon.
Lubicon.
Yeah.
Rubicon. Rue McCallahan. Bruce McCullough.
Macaulay Culkin Con.
McCullough Culkin Con. That's a good one. So we're jumping on the con bandwagon with CouchCon.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of, delightful love seats and Davenports, but there's also a lot of talking about failed pilots. And this gives our frequent flyers from all over the globe one place on the map to say, this is our destination. We can be with like-minded folks and celebrate what we love so much.
Right, and it really is more for the fans to interact with each other.
It's a lot of work for us.
It's a lot of work for us. Like last year, we had to hire an assistant, and this year, with the way ticket sales had gone at the beginning of the year, we had to change the venue, and we're thinking about getting 2 assistants.
Yeah, one for me,
and one for
me.
For you.
Yeah, 2 for me, I should have said. Instead of saying 1 for me and 1 for me, I should have just said 2 for me.
Well, yeah.
Do you want any?
No. I love taking on too much responsibility and then bitching about it.
That doesn't sound like you. Does the Blake Internet have a blog section? What would that sound like, you think?
It's a Tumblr. Dear Diary, yet again I find myself at 10:30 at night doing something that I thought I wanted to do but didn't want to do. But now the only person I have to blame is everyone but myself. Oops, gotta go. I have the opportunity window to jerk off before somebody finds me. Peace out.
Love Blake. XXOO.
XXXO. No, it'll be OXXO. No, OXXXO.
What does that mean?
2 boobies in the middle of a porno.
I love that. I love boobs.
Right? Oh, yeah.
Right? But 2 at a time, please.
Yes. So CouchCon is going to happen. We were originally, last year we did it in Folsom, California. Big, huge success.
Right. Ramada Inn was sold out.
Right.
Max cap.
Big time. Actually, I think the fire marshal did come and say, hey, 3 of you people have to leave.
Well, I bribed him with a bunch of drink tickets from the singles social.
Yep. So then we had planned to go to Australia to do this year's CouchCon.
We're going to bring the party to one of our most sacred of all frequent flyers, the ambassador to Australia herself, Dee Dee.
Right. But then we had some issues in regards to getting our passports, something to do with...
I'm not allowed to go there. I thought, if we got in early enough and try to sneak it in, it'd be fine, but we had to send a bunch of information to the hotel down there. It was Hotel Australia, I believe is what it was called.
Yeah, I think so.
And
Down Under Inn.
Mm-hmm. And the Down Under Banquet Center. They denied my passport for reasons I can't really get into right now. But I'm not allowed into the Southern Hemisphere.
Sure. So what we had to do is we had to change venues again. Well, ticket sales went great because we always do ticket sales from Christmas Day to New Year's Day.
Yep.
And we sold out of those like instantly.
Right.
Before Christmas Day was even done.
So, I mean, you can get refunds, and it's been on our website, and people know about it. So far, no one's asked for a refund based on the venue change.
Sure.
But we got it down to 3 different locations that we're going to have it at.
Okay.
What's the first one?
New York City, baby.
NYC, the greatest city of the world.
Madison Square Gardens.
That's the venue, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're projecting, because we're going to do another set of tickets here in the middle of the summer, and we're projecting that we will be able to fill up Madison Square Garden with the second block of tickets.
Yep. The second location, of course, being Butte, Montana. We were going to do it at the Nestle Quick Dome.
But
we don't know. No one's really gotten back to us.
Right.
I looked at their website, and it looks like it's from the 90s. But it seems very reasonable, their rates. So I don't know if they just haven't updated their rates from the 90s or if it's closed.
do you want me to write that down for something for me to do?
Oh, please, yeah.
All right, I'll bitch about having to do it later on.
And then the last location, of course, is the Pontiac Silverdome, right?
Yeah, in Detroit, Michigan.
Yeah. Motor City Madmen.
Yeah, I don't think that's the safest place. I think we're a lot safer in New York.
And again, that's why the rates are so good.
They are really good. They have been doing a lot to clean up Detroit downtown.
There's been a lot of urban farming, so there's virtually every corner has a farmer's market, which I think would be great for the frequent flyers.
But what I was concerned about is, Flint, Michigan is pretty close to there, and they had that issue with the drinking water. I don't want anybody to get sick. So I personally am leaning towards Madison Square Garden. But I know we do have some negotiating to do with them. We can't just say, oh, yeah, we'll take that rate. We got to kind of go back and forth with them.
Sure. So those are the options up in the air. It really does look like New York City at this point. Again, the greatest city in all of the world.
Well, and I think it'll help get a lot of famous people.
You're right. Big names are attracted to the coast.
Lin-Manuel
right?
Miranda.
Yeah, I'd love to have him. I'd love to get Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh, yeah.
We don't ever talk about it, and excuse me, Miss Goldberg, you of course she gets an advanced copy of all the episodes. And if she tells us at that time that she wants it stricken from the record, that's fine. But she's a big fan of Couch Pilots.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She was at the last one. She was kind of in disguise, but she was at the last one.
Right.
And New York City is where she calls home, so if we could bring the party to her, she would love it.
And we could probably get some sports guys, some sports ball guys. There's the Yankees, there's the Mets, there's the
Giants.
There's the Lakers.
The Tornadoes.
No, Knickerbockers.
The New York Knickerbockers.
Right,
yes, sir.
and there's some puck guys.
The Nets are there.
Oh, the Nets. They're in New Jersey, and then the New York Nets.
They moved from Jersey, and then you have Benny in the Brooklyn Jets.
Oh, nice. So we do have options, but again, we're not counting out the Silverdome. It just seems.
Every year there is a music festival in Chillicothe, Illinois. It's called Summer Camp.
Yeah.
And I've been to a handful of them, and I've seen some great acts out there, but I'm not one of those pieces of shit faux hippies that leaves garbage everywhere.
Right, exactly.
I'm almost like the exact opposite of most of the people out there, but I'm better than all of them. Because I don't leave garbage everywhere. I don't fucking smoke flavored herb and blow it in your face like some cocksucker. But that place, they announce waves of artists. And so if you buy the tickets early, they're cheap. But the price keeps going up when they keep announcing bigger and bigger artists.
Right.
So what I would like to do now, and I don't know if you know about this, maybe you heard it, maybe you saw the email or not, but Anne, DSJ's baby mama, who's been on the show, she is actually going to be performing and teaching a striptease stripper act at CouchCon this year.
Really? That's awesome.
She mentioned on the show that she does that on the side for a little...
Is DSJJR going to be on stage with her?
That, I don't have the details on that.
All right. But she's going to do a striptease.
She's gonna do that for the audience, and then she's also it's gonna be like an instructional exercise.
Oh, for class. Like women, so they can learn how to make their men happy.
Yep. So she's gonna be teaching, and then there will be a show afterwards.
So Soapman's wife can learn a few things.
Jeff Simpson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My wife might learn a couple things, maybe, and
very beneficial. I think I'm excited.
Stephanie from Let's Try This, she might learn some things too.
Mm-hmm. I think so.
Great.
So a lot of excitement.
Let's not announce anything else.
No, I'm not.
We have to.
We're laying the groundwork right now. So
that's the first act.
We're building anticipation, and with anticipation comes fan feedback.
Fan feedback. Let's get on it like we do every time. We got a voicemail. Voicemails are our favorite. If you want to be a favorite of ours, definitely leave us a voicemail.
Be my favorite.
It's 910 Pilots 1, and if you don't know how to work a telephone, it's 910.
Yeah, 910.
910.
Me. 745-6871.
That's what I was going to say.
Okay, right.
But here is the first voicemail we have. Let's see.
Hey guys, it's Dustin, your favorite fact checker, here with another
What do you say?
fact
Oh, fact checker.
that you needed more information about. We just listened to the episode, and you were asking about a pope. So I did some research, and I can tell you that Pope Benedict Arnold, the 16th or whatever his name was, resigned due to basically being an old piece of shit. He was just like, hey, I bless you in the name of the Father and the Son, and I just shit myself.
Gross.
And he wasn't of sound body and mind anymore. So apparently you can't be the Pope if you shit yourself. So I'm Lutheran, so I don't know all of this is true, but that's just what I heard. All right. Keep up the great work, guys, and we'll see you next time.
It's supposed to be facts, not what he heard.
Right. I mean, if an official fact checker doesn't just say, this is what I heard.
He needs to have a notary stamped on his nuts.
These nuts.
If shitting your pants means you can't be Pope, then I can never be Pope.
Because you shit your pants when you're a baby.
Yes. And
Nobody puts baby in the Vatican.
And on New Year's Eve, I guess I did do that too.
Did you? Nice.
Yeah, it was a rough night, you know. And when the Porta-Johns got a line, 15 people long, what are you going to do?
It's not much you can do. So thank you to Dustin. Let's kind of just work on where we're finding our facts.
Yeah, we need to really make sure this is factual information and not shooting from the hip. I will say that I enjoyed the sound effects, and I also enjoy handing out frequent flyer points to those who call in.
Go ahead and give it to him. How many?
Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. 2,500 points. Ring it up.
Holy Toledo.
2,500
All right.
points.
We got some more fan feedback. We'll just go through a couple. We got to save these. Folks, find us on Twitter at CouchPilotsPod.
Yep.
Our website, CouchPilotsPodcast.com.
Go there. Go there first.
Takes you straight to our Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff. I think there's even a comment section on the website.
What I like to do is I go to CouchPilotsPodcast.com, and then I make that my homepage. So every time I go to the internet, usually I think there's something that I'm going to the internet for, like, I got to pay my electric bill. But then when I hit that homepage and I see Couch Pilots Podcast, I go down a rabbit hole of like 3 or 4 hours of episodes. It's delightful. You'll love it too.
Exactly. It's a one-stop shop.
That's a great...
That's the one you coined.
Oh, I did do that.
Yeah. This is from Season 12, Episode 10, Rewind. Dee Dee posts, the Couch Pilots Australian ambassador cordially encores the First Lady of Air Force One, Ms. Lori Garcia, on a state visit of Australia whenever she would like.
Oh. Don't you like this when they reach out to each other?
I like it when they reach out and talk to each other.
Have you seen Lori Garcia's hair?
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah. It's like red, and she said it glows in the dark. What's that?
Like on her head?
Yeah, what do you think I'm talking about?
Oh, I didn't know. So I put, that would be a party. And Lori says, I'm down to party in Australia! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. So she's really down to party. And Dee Dee says, I will trade all of my frequent flyer points in to fund Air Force One to bring her down under.
Well, I would have to take it up.
And I would do everything in the middle.
And then I'd have to parachute out because I can't go to Australia.
Yeah, we can't bring it down. Well, we don't have to parachute. We can just parachute Lori. I think she's probably parachuted before.
Maybe I can sneak in the airspace and just drop her off. And then once we get back, you would bring it down.
Just don't turn the engine off. If you don't turn the engine off, you're technically not landed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
Cool.
That's fair. We'll do it.
Then Lori Garcia says, I'll probably cash in when CM Punk beats Vince McMahon, runs into the ring, and takes him out like a bitch.
Is that happening at WrestleMania?
I don't think so.
Is Daniel Bryan coming back?
That's the rumor. Yes, actually, he is.
I saw that on the internet today.
Yeah, so we got some more, but we will save it. It's a very lengthy one. So, yeah, we love fan feedback. You get frequent flyer points. You become a member of the frequent flyer family, and it's a great time.
It's just you and me that does this show. That's it. We don't have any engineers. Do you have something else real quick?
Yeah, I apologize. We have to make an official apology.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Thank you very much. All right, let's move forward.
Well, the official follicle, here, this is what I posted on Dee Dee's Facebook page.
Oh, okay.
Oh, shit. We are a day late. Sometimes I suck as a friend. Happy belated birthday. I am blaming Captain Black for this mess up. Hope you have a great day.
For Dee Dee?
Yes.
Happy birthday, Dee Dee, and it is my fault, absolutely.
By the time this comes out, it'll be even later. But Dee Dee put, how can you be a day late when Down Under is 2 years behind? You're actually 6 years in advance, but let's blame Captain Black anyway.
I'll take it. I've been blamed for a lot worse.
So, happy belated birthday, Dee Dee. Me love on you. Long time.
Usually the pachinko machine is much better at calculating birthdays. I think we maybe need to have DSJ recalibrate it.
Sure. You think we should have Big E come over and calibrate the...
He should monitor DSJ during the calibration
He definitely
process.
needs a lot of monitoring.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captains have turned on the fasten seatbelt sign.
Tell you what, we could have had a good life together, fucking real good life. Had us a place of our own, but you didn't want it, Enos. So what we got now is Brokeback Mountain. Everything's built on that. That's all we got, boy, fucking all. So I hope you know that even if you don't ever want the rest, you count the damn few times we've been together in 20 years, and you measure that short fucking leash you keep me on, and then you ask me about Mexico, and you tell me you'll kill for me needing something. I don't hardly get that. You have no idea how bad it gets. I'm not you. I can't make it on a couple of high-altitude fucks once or twice a year. You're too much for me, Enos. You son of a whore son bitch. I wish I knew how to quit you. As Couch Pilots.
Nice. I've seen that movie.
Couch Pilots? They made a mega movie.
Brokeback Mountain.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I've seen it.
One time, me and my friends, we watched it. All of us, a bunch of guys watched together, and we said every time something gay happens, we'll take a drink. Three men died that day. Today we discussed the pilot episode of Counterspy from the year of our Lord 1958.
Ooh, 1958. Gonna have to get
Great
the
year.
calculator out for this one, but I know it was a good year.
Okay, you got a calculator. Type it in there and just type in the words "great year." I tell you what year will come up. 1958.
You're right. You're right.
I'll tell you right now how old I was. I was negative 23.
Oh, well, that's easy for me. I should just wait till you do it. I was negative 17.
Boom. Math. Easy. Stamped. Boom. Boom.
Negative 21, so you could
23.
dig it. Ooh, 24. 24.
What's that?
You were negative 24.
No.
Because I was negative 17. That's 6 years.
1, 2,
Buckle my shoe.
3, 4,
Yeah, see, it works.
5, 6.
I just did it on the calculator. So, yeah.
You might want to have DSJ recalibrate that calculator and have Scott,
It's a Pixel. What do you expect?
a Google Pixel? Mm-hmm. Why do you have a Google Pixel phone?
Because I refuse to have an iPhone.
Do you love it?
I like it for everything except one thing.
What's the one thing?
It has a tendency not to stay on Bluetooth. It tends to stop itself. But anyway,
I never had that problem
That's
with
not
my phone.
that's not what we're here for.
You know what? Maybe it should be. Maybe our numbers would be better if we just talked about Google's Pixel phone.
Couldn't be any worse.
1958. The best generation. The baby boomers. The
Beatles.
The Beatles. Eddie Money. French Toast.
That's back when they had the cigarette lighters in the cars.
Rich chocolatey Ovaltine.
It's where they had ashtrays in the cars.
You could smoke in the car, and then you could put it out, not on your child, but in an ashtray.
Yeah, and in '58, your kid was just bouncing in the back seat.
Your kid was smoking, too.
Yeah, your kid was smoking. No seatbelt in the back seat. No kid carrying case. What do you call those?
A car seat?
Yeah.
Kid carrying case. Ah, boy, 1958. You know, you and I here could wax on about what we think happened that year. But the truth is, We physically we weren't there.
No,
we were in the negatives.
Yeah, we weren't even thought about.
I like to think that someone in history was always thinking about me. I don't think it was the case.
I've come to the conclusion that it wasn't.
Do you think people think about you now?
No.
I know that you think that. So physically, since we weren't there, we weren't even embryos, right? We were ghosts in outer space, waiting to be called home to a physical body.
We were climbing up the rung of turtles because the turtles hold the Earth up. Turtles all the way down.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Is that a flat Earth theory?
No, it's not, the Earth's not flat, but it's being held up by turtles.
That is a theory, or it is fact.
It's fact. There's a picture on the internet,
I would love to see that picture.
and also Sturgill Simpson has sang about it.
Oh, Jesus. So since we can't physically go back to that year, but we have to do it in our minds, because it's not fair to this pilot for us to talk about it in 2018 terms.
Right. If you think about, if we judged this classic failed pilot from 1958, if we judged it based on today, 2018, back in 1958, Trump wasn't president.
No.
There was no Band-Aids.
No.
There was no such thing as Courtney Cox.
No.
And Bruce Springsteen was just like a little kid.
Yeah. What did that sound like? I imagine it did sound just like that.
It sounded like, "Hey, Woody."
I was born in the USA.
Your baby voice is so much better than mine.
It's really good. Okay, so what happened in 1958? Nelson Rockefeller elected governor of New York City.
I'll tell you about those Rockefellers.
Tell me.
Part of the Illuminati.
Love it. Is that all you got?
Yeah.
Okay, because I felt like you had a head of steam going into it.
Well, I didn't want to make this a conspiracy podcast, but I believe the Rockefeller family was part of the Illuminati.
The Illuminati. Now, the Illuminati is the secret organization that controls the world.
Yes.
What do you think they're aliens? Like
No.
space aliens?
No,
in
they're
the
not
Illuminati?
aliens, no.
No, not all of them. But
Oh.
do you think they're among the?
They're in cahoots with the Illuminati?
Sure.
You think they hold office in the Illuminati?
I can't say. That's why I'm asking you.
No, there's no such thing as aliens. The Illuminati is real. Chemtrails are real, but there's no such thing as aliens.
Now, chemtrails is when an airplane is full of shit, and then they release the shit into the night outside. Is that right?
Right, and it's poisoning us in our ground.
Chemtrails.
Yes.
Because it's all blue. When you take a shit, it's just like a porta potty in the air. They have like blue stuff in there to help neutralize like the bacteria and the smell, and they have to release it into the night. No?
There are harmful chemicals that the government is spreading into the atmosphere. Do you know chemtrails can control the weather? And they've used it in war.
No, I don't know any of this.
Well,
I'm just learning about the turtles holding up the earth.
let's go ahead and start a conspiracy podcast. I'll write that down.
Right? What would that be called?
Bet you didn't know this is real.
Podcast?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Always got to put podcast at the end of it.
Yeah.
Because every name's already taken, so you have to put podcast at the end of it.
Bummer. Let's see. A United Kingdom peace symbol created. You know the peace symbol?
Yeah.
The peace symbol was created during February of 1958 by British designer Gerald Holtom. Holtom drew the symbol in preparation for the Aldermaston marches, a series of anti-nuclear weapons protests beginning in April of that year, and organized by the Direct Action Committee, the DAC. Isn't that what Dee Dee said earlier?
It's pretty close.
Was it?
I got to save it for next week.
No, she said it earlier in the show, didn't she?
I didn't read that.
Oh, that was before we started?
Yeah. We're
Oh,
going to read that next
boy,
week.
there's a little precursor. Another prominent anti-nuclear weapons group, the Campaign for Nuclear Disarmament, or the CND, was established around the same time and decided to adopt the peace symbol as its logo. Holton's design, a black circle with a vertical line down the center and two downward pointing lines at a 45-degree angles on either side of the center line, was not copyrighted and since has become an international symbol for worldwide peace.
I was just going to say, did he trademark it?
Got to say trade. Yeah, you have to mail it to yourself, right?
Yeah, all you have to do is draw it on a piece of paper
Put
and
it
mail
in
it.
put an envelope, mail
What
it
a
to yourself.
dummy.
You got to mail it to yourself.
You know what? His grandkids right now are like, Grandpa, you're a fucking idiot.
They're all smacking their foreheads. right?
Yep.
Because they want that peace money.
That corporate peace money.
What do you believe in a worldwide peace? Is it achievable?
Yes. And I'll tell you exactly how to do it very
Really?
quickly.
Okay.
I figured this out. Okay?
Please.
How do you get all of the nations in the world to all be on the same page working together?
No, I mean, that's the question I'm asking you, I guess.
And I'm asking you rhetorically.
Oh.
Because I have the answer. You're supposed to say, I don't know, Blake.
I don't know, Blake.
We make up that we're going to war with aliens.
I see.
So we make this big thing about the aliens are coming.
It's like Independence Day.
Exactly.
So we
Independence 2.
Eclectic Boogaloo.
Right.
So we have to elect Bill Pullman as the president of these United States. We put alien holograms into the sky.
We don't have to, it doesn't matter. It's perfect to have Trump as because as soon as he sees those holograms, he will be like, we got to get these guys.
Do you think we have to destroy a couple of major cities on the planet to unify?
Oh
them?
yeah, definitely.
Okay, which cities?
Omaha, Nebraska.
What about Butt, Montana?
No, it's cute. But Montana's cute.
What about Detroit, Michigan?
That could be one. Yeah.
New York City?
Yeah. No, not New York. That's a mecca of art. Broadway. Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah, we can't lose Hell's Kitchen.
Right. So we can't do that.
But you think we need to destroy a few cities?
At least 3. One in each time zone.
So you said Omaha, Nebraska.
Omaha, Nebraska.
It's expendable.
Right.
What else?
Atlantic City.
Okay. So far, both of them in the United States. You're trying to unify the world as one, but so far the cities destroyed are in the United States.
Sure. And then I would say Bangladesh.
Mm-hmm. Now that's kind of a mecca of art as well, isn't it?
Nah, that's old
Fuck
art.
'em.
That's old art. Fuck them.
Fuck those guys. Okay, I see.
I'm not into Bollywood stuff. Let's just stick with the real stuff.
So that would unify the world.
Oh yeah, it would completely debunk the whole world.
Very good. And the last thing from that year, and mind you, these are the only 3 things that happened that year. The microchip, co-invented by Jack Kilby of Texas Instruments and Robert Noyce. That people say it now, right? Instead of nice, they say Noyce. He was of Fairchild Semiconductors, later developed and marketed in the U.S. by Intel.
It'll soon be in our brains.
Microchips.
Mm-hmm. The government's going to put microchips in our brains.
Now, before microchips, were there just chips?
Potato chips.
So microchips are just small snacks.
Potato. Yep.
So this is like portion control.
So first it was like a potato chip, like a Ruffles.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What do they have on them?
Ridges.
Okay.
And then there were Cheez-Its.
Oh, this is made with grilled cheese.
Yeah. And then it was the microchip.
But is it about portion control though? Is that what it is?
Yeah, but you can't just eat one microchip.
But
It's impossible.
Yeah.
Although I'm very upset. Kitchen cooked potato chips have changed their recipes in some form or fashion.
Is it because of gluten?
I don't know, but they taste gross. And they were on sale the other day, 5 for $10, which is amazing.
That's because they're eating shit right now.
Because they're eating shit right now because everybody knows they're fucking gross. I told Molly not to buy them anymore.
Kitchen cooked potato chips, right? It's in our own backyard. Farmington, Illinois is the headquarters.
Right, when we lived in Chicago, me and my mom lived in Chicago, whenever we would come down to visit, we would take a whole bunch of them back up. That's how much you couldn't get them up there. But now
you love probably going to Avani's, right?
Oh, yes.
Gotta go to Avani's, pick up the kitchen cooked potato chips, get a couple of glass bottles and fill them up with the river water. You go down to the Civic Center, right, and get accosted by a homeless person. Those are the things you miss when you leave the area, right?
Exactly.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm back in 1958.
I'm right there. I can better judge this pilot because of it.
This pilot, oh boy. Why did we choose to watch this pilot?
3 simple criteria. It's something that we've used since day one. One, it had to be a failed pilot that never went to series. Whether the one episode aired or not is irrelevant. But
that is key, right? Because some of these don't even air.
Right.
And some of them.
That's why I say if it airs or not, it's irrelevant.
Well, it's key. I'm glad you mentioned it. It's very smart.
But if I say it's irrelevant, you don't have to say that it's key.
What's that?
Are you peeing in a cup? shake it real quick.
What's that, buddy? That's a lot of fucking whiskey.
Okay, so second flight, gonna be a good time. First one, it's failed pilot. Whether it aired or not is irrelevant.
And it's good that you say that whether it's aired or not, because some of them really aren't aired.
Yeah. Number 2, we had to find it on the interwebs, whether it's the Blake webs, the dark webs, or the regular webs. We had to find it because we can't watch it if we can't find it. And third, it has to be free. We don't have the funds to pay. We have to save up for CouchCon Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, that's right. We got to save up for the things that really matter. And while these pilots do matter, they're also free, and we're going to keep it that. We pass the savings on to you.
Exactly. It's all about our listeners. It's not about us.
Or can you find the entire episode of Counterspy to watch for yourself? Well, you can do so by subscribing to Couch Pilots right there in Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast app of choice. And then simply click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes. Or go to YouTube, and you know what to do, Tube.
Flight attendants, prepare for takeoff, please.
Here we go. Wake up, buddy. North Carolina was a bad episode.
What does that mean?
Do you know who Jason Segel is? They did the same thing at the end of their show.
They did that thing?
Yeah.
Summary, the pilot. When a massive Soviet battleship negotiates the treacherous Oslo harbor without a local pilot, American counterespionage agent David Harding suspects that the enemy has developed a secret navigational tool and orders his operatives to find a local frogman to take pictures of the vessel's hull when the ship makes a goodwill tour stop in England.
That is an extensive summary, but for this one, it's important to have me kind of wordy. I'm going to give it a B+.
I agree. It's pretty wordy. I will tell you this: it is one. It's one complete run-on sentence.
Right. But my favorite sentences are the ones that run on.
Okay. And what's your least favorite?
The short ones.
You don't like those?
Like the sprints. Sprint sentences.
See Dick run.
Yeah.
Dick and Jane play.
Dick and Jane had a baby.
I thought if we're talking about the classic kid series, I thought they were brother and sister.
Oh, I read different ones. Sorry.
Huh. Interesting facts.
All right, so we've had some more votes for Cupid. Okay, which is basically.
I think I'm in the lead.
Hashtag comment if we should be able to comment on these facts. Hashtag Cupid. People are not even using Twitter; they're just saying Cupid all the way day.
How are they saying? Are they just screaming it at you?
Well, on text chains and stuff. So, I guess we should just call it. I mean, it's kind of like the presidential election. We've got to call it. No longer will there be any even remote talk of being able to comment on these facts. These are just facts for anyone to put their stamp on these facts to say whether they're interesting or not. It's irrelevant. We need to keep our opinions to ourselves. There's no discussing it. Jason's going to give the facts. They are the facts. Nothing you can do can change it. So we just need to accept them. Here we go. Interesting facts. Sorry. Interesting facts?
Wait, what? What?
I thought there was a new way we were saying it.
I have opinions about these facts, okay? I do too.
Sure.
I'm just like you, but I know that I can't
You're
say
a real boy.
I'm a real boy. All right.
Say boyb.
What's that?
I said boy. I didn't say boyb.
Oh, I said boy.
You say boy too?
Counterspy was an espionage drama radio series that aired on the NBC Blue Network, later the ABC, and Mutual from May 18th, 1942 to November 29th, 1957. Fact. Started as a radio show.
Okay.
It's a fact.
Okay.
It
You
cannot
don't
be
need to
disputed.
keep rubbing it in my nose. I understand it's a fact. Just say the fucking fact. You're taunting me. You're like, it's fact. This is fact. You don't have to say that every time because you're just putting it in my face. So when I slip up, then you can just yell at me. got a fact, just say the fact.
I know how to do the fucking show, okay? I know how to do this show.
You knew how to do it since day one.
I think so. 120 deep. You don't have to tell me how to do it.
Hell yeah, 120 deep. High five that shit.
Begrudgingly high-fived. The radio drama was adapted to film twice as David Harding Counterspy from July 1950 and as Counterspy meets Scotland Yard 1950 in November. Both Columbia Pictures Productions starred Howard St.John in the title role. Fact. It's a fact.
Yes, it's a fact.
2 separate films based on this radio drama, 1950.
And then a TV show was based off of it, too.
Fact. This unsuccessful pilot was produced in England in 1958.
So
that was a fact.
So this was made in England? That's where they made it?
Made in England for England.
By England? With English
Fact.
people. Okay.
That was a fact. This pilot is featured in the DVD collection Here Comes Tobor
Oh, yeah.
and other lost action shows of the 1950s. Fact.
There was another one that we've seen. We did Tobor.
Mm-hmm.
We've done this one, and there was another one that was on that same DVD. That's pretty...
I can't remember what that other one was, but I remember a Tobor was robot backwards and sounds like Toblerone.
Is that a cheese?
It's a delicious Swiss chocolate.
Oh.
Fact. Stars Don Megowan, the star of Captain Fathom. Fact.
We watched Captain Fathom. That was the one where all it was under ocean stuff. Mm-hmm. And he was the star.
He was Captain Fathom.
Okay, and so in this one he was
David Harding.
Oh, the dark-haired guy?
The main intelligence fella. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the chief. I think someone called him chief at some point. Anyway,
which is not appropriate to call people anymore.
No. Interesting facts over.
Good job. Good job. I appreciate you finding those. Those were interesting.
Twinter responses.
Twitter responses. It's highly unlikely Jason got some Twitter responses.
They're all dead. Listen to Hyper Uppercut Podcast.
Shit, I wasn't ready.
Listen to Hyper Uppercut.
Greetings, humans. We are interrupting your scheduled program to let you know of our plans for domination. Hyper Uppercut has infiltrated your audio canals in the Fakakta Comedy Network to penetrate your minds with lewd humor.
Any attempts to stop our transmission of subpar video game news will result in immediate listening device failure, resulting in injury or possibly death from laughter or boredom. Join us at Hyper Uppercut.
Cut. Remember when we had Rob on Broken Funny Bone and we said, hey, how did you do that? And he said it was all robots.
Yeah. He was like, it's all like a synthesizing like program.
That was pretty cool, right?
Yeah, I was like, hey, bring it on over. Let's make some cool stuff.
And then there's a woman robot, and then there was 8-bit video game music lightly playing in the background. Rob is nothing short of a promo maestro.
He is. I think he should do all of ours.
We should have him back on this show sometime.
You want him?
Yeah.
His rider is super long, super detailed.
And he asked for an honorarium as well.
Yeah, and he wants a stout.
A stout and a per diem.
Yeah, I'm like, you're on the show for an hour and a half.
I said, per diem's between your nutsack and your asshole, Rob. What do you want me to do with that? You want me to shave your per diem?
Ooh, hey, that'd be nice.
1958, you got black and white television programming. You've got Counterspy. That's the name of the program.
Yeah.
Brighton, England, on a beach.
Yeah, and on the beach, and everyone is fully clothed in winter clothing?
It's either a chilly day, or people are scared and have shame for their bodies.
Right, and they're playing with a beach ball, which I think you should only be able to play at the beach ball if you have a bikini on. But they're playing with the beach ball.
Or at a Jimmy Buffett concert.
There you go. It goes in toward the water. These kids roll up on it, and they see a dead scuba guy.
They keep calling him Frogman.
Yeah. Scuba Steve.
Frogman.
Really? That's
I'm Frogman.
this is what you're doing? We're 45 minutes into the show and haven't really technically even started. And
My name's Frogman. Yeah.
what happens next, Frogman?
A crowd gathers around his dead body.
And they scream, that classic scream.
They scream.
Then you see scrolling text with the U.S. seal of intelligence
Seal
behind
of
it.
approval. Mm-hmm.
And I rewound it and read it twice. It's just a bunch of like spy mumbo jumbo.
Yeah. A little, like a slight backstory on almost like just counter spy intelligence in general. Nothing really pertaining to that specific program, I don't think. So, the next scene, in the beginning, it's kind of, it's tough. It was tough for me, I don't know about you, it was tough for me to kind of get an understanding of what was happening. But after a few minutes, I got into the groove, boy. They were at a port city, at a hotel, and there's kind of some narration at the beginning, say this is based off of actual events.
Right.
So you got two gentlemen sitting at a table. They're both smoking pipes, which is awesome. And they are talking. And as they're talking, they come to an agreement. And I'm still at this point. I'm still kind of like I'm not sure what they're talking about, and that's fine.
Yeah.
Time and time again, we are thrown into situations where we don't understand it, and I don't need to understand it right away. I don't need to be thrown and spoon-fed everything from the get-go.
Right.
Because you know what I hate? I hate when like sitcoms, they go out of their way to say each other's names 20 times. You know, it's like that. When's the last time I called you by your name besides the beginning of every show?
Not very often.
Right? Yeah. I don't need to. I know your name is Phil. I know what your name is.
Philip.
Rest
assured.
That's right.
Sherbert. Rest assured. Eat the rest of the sherbet, Philip. We come to find that they're having this discussion, these two guys. They're coming to this agreement, and the one guy's name is Terrence Finn, and he used to be in the Navy. He was a frogman.
In the Navy.
So basically, we find out that they need to get pictures of the bottom of this Soviet boat. It's a new kind of boat that they docked into the hardest dock possible without any kind of
It's like a high security dock kind of thing. You know what I mean?
No, it was a very difficult in positioning to dock this boat.
You're getting more out of this than I was in the beginning. I didn't get some of this stuff. The next thing I see is David Harding, is Don Megowan, is the actor. They're like in his office in Washington, D.C., and he's kind of talking to another fella about the boat in question on some sort of projection screen. And then they're saying, yeah, you know, that Terrence Finn guy, he's the expert scuba fellow. We're going to get him involved. That's where I got to, anyway.
Okay.
I don't know. Oslo Harbor. Is this the harbor you're talking about?
This is the said harbor. Yeah, but it's really difficult to maneuver the boat to that harbor, into that harbor.
Why is that? I didn't get that.
It's a huge ass ship. It was a huge battleship, and they docked this huge battleship without any kind of man-made assistance, like human assistance.
So is that like a testament to how high tech it was at the time?
Yes.
Okay, I get you. And they said we're needing photos of the ship's bottom, and I think that's sexy.
I like
a good bottom.
I like a good bottom on a boat.
They say we can't.
Frogman, get out of here! We're trying to do a podcast.
They say we can't use a sanctioned diver to take these photos.
Right, because we're in the United States. Mm-hmm. The ship is docking over in England. We're not part of them, and it's a Russian ship, so we can't just say, "Hey, Bubba, go over there and do that."
No, you have to have some sort of third party you hire out. And at this where it's docked in England, they say this will be our opportunity to do this. There's some event happening, and again, I wasn't really clear.
It's a show-off event.
Okay.
The Soviet Union has come to this dock to show off this fancy new boat.
And then you go to the boat itself, and there's some Russians on the boat, and the Russians have arguably the weakest accents I've ever heard for a Russian.
Right,
and they're speaking English.
The admiral, he's got the closest thing to a Russian accent, and it is not good. He's a big, humongous, old.
He looks like Kingpin.
Yeah, he does.
Why are they speaking English?
They're speaking English so the people who are watching can understand what they're saying. They're just putting a little Russian frosting on it.
It was a terrible frosting.
Oh, it was terrible. It was bitter. It was bitter frosting.
They're in his office on the ship, and then he pulls up like a panel in his office, and he exposes some awesome vintage technology. This is the kind of shit I love.
Oh, yeah.
I love these old monitors.
When I saw this, I was like, I could see Jason cutting a hole in his living room wall to be able to put this artifact in, and so you could just do that.
I would love that. Would be so badass.
It's just got knobs, and it's got some screens with numbers on,
And the cameras are like some of the monitors show things that are happening outside the ship, I guess.
Right. There's 8 cameras.
Yeah.
And there's things that are underwater. They're basically the first ever underwater cameras.
And they know they've got some high-tech stuff, so much so they're saying there might be some sneaky scuba guys out there. So what we want to do is, just in case, we will poison the water at a certain level, and we will force the scuba diver to go down, and it'll cause oxygen poisoning.
Right. So what they've done is he has this switch. He flips it. It puts out one of those annoying noises, like humming noises.
Like this?
No, it was not like that. That was like a frog, man. But anyway, so what happens is they've got this thing set up like a magnet. So if scuba guys get too close, they flip the switch. The scuba divers who aren't supposed to be down there basically get magnetized to the bottom of this ship. Okay, then they go out and they
capture them.
They capture them and throw them down into the water where they have some kind of toxic thing.
Yep, that's exactly right.
It was confusing.
Then then there's the next.
I just wrote toxic something.
Toxic shock syndrome.
Yes.
Next scene, they're at. I think they're at Finn's home, Terrence Finn's home, and then there's 2 guys there. It's Terrence Finn and another fellow. I think it's Agent Keller, and his wife is Nora. They're all watching TV, and then she gets pissed because she's seeing the events of the Russian ship. It's like a big deal that it's there, and she knows what her husband's going to be doing. So she gets pissed. She goes to the kitchen, and it's like, hey, man, you're going to get yourself killed. What are you doing?
Right.
And he's like, well, I'm doing it for the money.
Right.
We need the money. This is a job for me.
Right. And she's, Nora is very overacting this scene. It reminded me of Scarlett and Rhett during one of the scenes of Gone with the Wind, where I
never saw that.
You've never seen Gone with the Wind?
No.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Did you see Back to the Future?
Yes, I did recently. On Drunk at the Movies. Every Wednesday. I saw it. Really?
I mean,
still don't understand.
At the time of this recording, you saw it?
No.
Okay.
At the time of this release, I've seen it.
All right. That's fair. The next scene, you've got David Harding. He lands in London, and Agent Keller waits to pick him up, and then he brings him up to speed on what's going on with Terrence Finn, the frogman.
Sure.
And they say, the next scene after that, they're at this big soiree, the big event.
Yeah, it's a big fancy luncheon where the Russian admiral is holding, who is obviously intoxicated, holding a bottle of vodka. And basically it's just he's brought all these people from all the different countries, all these military people from all these different countries.
Like show off,
to show off this boat.
And he's about ready to give a speech, and the photographer gets right in front of him and takes a picture of his dick. That was kind of weird, wasn't it?
Right.
Like not only is a picture from below like a very unflattering picture, but he was right at dick level with this guy. I thought that
those
was funny.
Russian dicks. You gotta get pictures of them whenever you can.
This admiral, he's like, "Hey, everyone that's in this room,
we're gonna go on a tour.
Starts at 2, or we'll leave here at 2. We'll get there at 4. We'll be back in time for dinner." And during this timeline, it interrupts Harding and Keller's plan. They hear him give the speech and like, "Hey, this isn't going to work for what we wanted. We got to get a hold of this frogman."
Yeah, it's something that had to do with what time he was going to all go down. So they just go in the other room of this party and they just call the guy that they're secretly gonna, and Nora's like, well, he's not here. He left to go do your mission.
Assholes. And they're like, is there anything wrong? He's like, nothing's wrong.
Nothing wrong.
See you later.
Just calling to see how Finn's doing.
Then they say there's a new plan. It's like, Harding, you stay here with the group and you'll take that tour. And then my name's Agent Keller. I'm going to go try to stop the frogman.
Yeah, we're going to call off this mission.
And then the next scene, you got the frogman. He arrives at the dock where he's preparing to dive. And then Keller hastily drives to stop him.
Right. And so they said it's like 2 hours to get there based off what the Admiral said.
Essentially so.
We'll leave here at 2. We'll get there at 4. Mm-hmm. Okay? The dude leaves his party. And by the time he leaves the party, Finn has already pulled up and is getting stuff out of his car.
If we're to believe what we're seeing is happening at the same time, absolutely.
Right. And so, but the special agent is driving this little two-seater coupe, and he's driving it fast.
He's
very
driving,
fast.
He's driving on the wrong side of the road, first of all, proof positive that they're in England. And then he is in the tiniest car known to man. He's scrunched up against it, like his body is about 6 inches away from the steering wheel. It looks very dangerous. But during this portion of the show, you got quick cut shots back and forth between Keller and the driving down the road speedily and the frogman gearing up. They're kind of building tension and suspense here.
Yes, and they add to the montage by starting to add all the people leaving the party to get in there.
Not only is he trying to get there before he gets in the water, but you also see that the people are making their way towards it. It's really building suspense. And then you see a double-decker bus, which is awesome.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever been on one?
Maybe. I can't say for sure. I don't think so. Maybe, though.
And maybe in San Francisco?
No, it wasn't out there. I think it was when I was a young boy.
Oh, they have trolleys.
They had one in. This might still be around in the Bloomington area. They got a food truck that's a double-decker bus. It's called Two Blokes and a Bus. And they cook on the first floor, and you can eat on the second floor.
Huh.
It's pretty cool.
Well, free plug for you guys.
There you go.
This podcast never succeeds at financial.
No, just relax. Something funky is happening once he gets into the water, right?
Well, no. What happens is Finn has put earplugs in.
Yeah.
And so he can't hear, and so the agent pulls up, and he doesn't see him, and he's like hollering, "Finn, abort!" And Finn just jumps into the water.
He missed him by mere seconds.
Right, because he put the earplugs in, then put his mask on and jumped in.
Yeah. Yep. So he missed him by just a few seconds, and then the tour group arrives at the ship, and Steve there, Finn, he scubas down, and he gets out his camera. He starts taking photographs of the ship.
Oh, yeah, he's got one of those underwater cameras, which I didn't know they had in the 50s.
I think it was just wrapped in a plastic bag.
No, you know what? I think it was the same exact camera that was used in the Captain
Fathom?
Yeah, it looks very much like it.
Well, he starts taking those photos, and then they turn on the magnet or whatever, and he starts wiggling, like he's trying to
Get
break
away.
free of whatever's pulling against him.
Right, and basically his helmet and his tank just kind of sucks up against the thing, because you can see the little ports where all the little cameras are.
Okay.
Which is just like if you were to go to Target right now and look up at the ceiling, those little black domes. That's exactly what they were.
So meanwhile, the tour continues up above. And the Admiral gets an update. He's showing someone in the room, and some guy comes in and it's like, "Hey, I got a message for you." And he whispers to him. And meanwhile, David Harding is on the tour, and he looks at them. He's like, I wonder what they're saying. It's got to be something about this plan that we've got going on. So he gets the information, and then the tour is escorted away. He says, "Hey, well, I'll meet up with you guys in a little bit. I got to take care of something."
Right. You guys go have a drink.
And Harding pretends when he leaves to tie his shoes outside, and then the tour moves on, and he gets up and he starts spying on what's happening in there, and they're looking at that monitor again.
Right, and he can see that there's a frogman in distress.
Harding now sneaks throughout the ship, and then he comes into a locker room and sees another guy gearing up as a frogman himself. Is a Russian bloke, and he knocks him out.
Knocks him out one punch. This is probably the coolest thing of the whole pilot. Watching him fucking punch this guy one time. Knocks him the fuck out.
Taps him on the shoulder, double blasts him. Then he gets into the frogman suit. A second frogman shows up.
And says, "Hey, you're ready. Now we go."
You want to go into the water? That's more French, I guess. They head into the water to. They're either going in there to kill or retrieve Finn's body, I think. But you said to push him down further?
Yeah, they're pushing him down further because or something to do with the toxic water or something. And so when he's that depth, he can't do anything about it or something.
Well, Harding has other plans, I'm sure.
Sure, and this is it's kind of difficult to figure out who's who when they're all in their scuba gear, all so who's winning, who's helping who.
Well, they're full on in scuba gear with the metal tanks on their back.
Right.
But this other guy, they mentioned it briefly earlier, and I don't think I caught on to this scene. When you got the tanks on your back, you're breathing, there's bubbles going up. Mm-hmm. But this guy, he wasn't releasing bubbles. He had some sort of weird pack on, right?
Right.
That stopped bubbles from releasing? Is that what it was?
I think so.
That's bizarre. You would think that the bubbles you create would, if you were to keep them on you, it would make you
would be your own bubbles.
Yeah. And it would make you want to float, too, wouldn't it? Having that
air bubble. If you have bubbles, too many bubbles, that means air's coming out of your body and not going back in.
Okay.
So the more bubbles, the more you're running out of air.
I see. So underwater there, the admiral's looking on in his monitor. He sees the struggle happening, and the three do kind of duke it out. But like you said, it's tough to understand what's happening.
Yeah, and the admiral turns it off. He's so confident. He just turns it off and doesn't see that these guys basically push this Russian guy down.
Yeah, Harding totally kills this guy.
Yeah,
he rips off his masks and pushes him underwater, and
he's violent.
The guy's drowns.
And so him and Finn get back onto shore barely. They're gasping, and he's like, who are you? And he's like, hey, I'm the agent guy. And he's like, you're with the plan.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I got your pictures.
You see, the beginning is a dead guy washing up on shore face down. You think it's going to be Finn the whole time. Bada bing, bada boom. It's this nameless Russian guy that those two guys murder. The show ends pretty abruptly. After the credits roll, Harding is talking about upcoming episodes in a very matter-of-fact kind of way in the character of David Harding, right?
I need to watch these all the way till the end. Once I see the credits, I always turn them off, and you always give me a tidbit.
Well, he's basically saying, hey, here's some more stuff you should tune in for.
Oh.
It's all based on true stuff. Next time on Counterspy, there's no next time. As a matter of fact, there's a boatload of turbulence.
Please remain seated as we are now crossing a zone of turbulence.
1958. Spies. Ooh, the Red Scare.
Cold
Russia.
War.
Ooh, Burr.
Ooh, nuclear war.
Oh, baby.
Hello, baby. He's a big bopper? He's a big bopper? Come on, baby! You say Big Bopper too? That's Chubby Checker.
That's the same guy.
No, it isn't. Big Bopper is...
Oh, sing a Big Bopper song if you're so confident.
Huh?
Sing a Big Bopper song.
I know he died in an airplane.
With Buddy Holly?
With Buddy Holly, and Waylon Jennings was supposed to be on that plane, and he lost a bet with the Big Bopper, and that's why.
And you know what the Big Bopper was singing as they're going down?
What? Come on, baby! I'm doing nothing.
Did you know that?
No.
Well, there you go. There's a little slice of
I
heaven.
thought he was singing Free Falling.
Oh, that's terrible. Oh, that's just terrible. Why didn't Counterspy work?
How do I count the way?
Oh, really? You feel like this is deeply flawed?
Well, it just wasn't really interesting. And I think a lot of it has to do with I'm not worried about the Cold War. Like back then this was like every kid they're outside, they're playing this kind of,
duck and cover.
They're building mine shafts.
Yep.
Safe rooms, whatever. But I just never was vested in it. I never was like on the edge of my seat. I was confused for the first 10 minutes of what was going on. Right?
Oh, for sure.
And then everything happened real quick, and it just, I don't know. I don't know spy verbiage. I
think
it took me a while. There was no real suspense, in my opinion.
I think that real life spy work is probably very boring, right? There's brief moments of hot action where things get suspenseful and there's real trouble that can be had. But in the
Little
meantime,
China,
yeah. But in the meantime, it's probably very boring work, right?
Yeah.
Trying to set all this stuff up, intel, organizing, and I think we saw a lot of that in Counterspy.
Yeah.
It was very like, oh, we have to meet with this guy. Oh, now we're going to meet with his family. It's like that isn't necessarily interesting to watch, but it's probably necessary in the process. So Counterspy, I think, takes us through step by step.
But I didn't feel like 007 or anything like that. I mean, that's the feel.
That's what you want, right?
That's what I expect when I hear spies.
Sure.
Except Spies Like Us, that was nothing like it.
Spies like us.
Who was that sang that?
The Beatles. So I would say that we saw the boring aspects, and this very well could be one of the very first spy televisions on TV. So maybe they didn't have the rhythm down. You maybe thought if we just took actual events and played them out as closely as possible to reality, people will find it entertaining.
Yeah.
But not the case.
Not the case at all.
If it survived, I think what you're going to see week to week probably is just new cases.
Just uneventful spy missions, basically. That's
Just
what I
a
wrote.
lot of planning.
Just uneventful spy missions, and there was no character development. I didn't get invested in any of the characters.
That's a great point. Yeah, right.
Thank you.
You really didn't get to like anyone or know anyone. It was just like, this is happening. This is what we're doing.
And it could have been one of those things like the next episode, it could have been all new characters, and I would have felt the same as I do here. I mean, I didn't, you know what I mean? You didn't learn anything
That's
about
a good
anybody.
point. It could have been episodic going forward. Oh, you're welcome.
Ooh.
It could have been episodic going forward. You know, there may have been, maybe David Harding wouldn't have been the star week after week. Maybe it's just different groups, trying to keep it as close as possible to what actually happened.
Right.
You know? I don't know. We'll never know, because I'm sure every single person involved with this show is dead.
Oh, I'm almost positive. I will say that the audio and video qualities were pretty good for 1958.
For sure. We've seen a lot worse.
We've seen a lot worse.
A lot less old than that.
I thought Finn was the best character.
Yeah, I did like Finn. He had that really kind of John Waters pencil thin mustache.
He made it look like a piece of cake.
Push the button.
What?
Do you want to go to the next section of the show?
But I said that he made it look like a piece of cake.
Yeah, and I thought it was a good place to go ahead, press it.
Oh, right here?
Ladies and gentlemen, as we start our descent, please make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position.
Bing bong. Hello. Hi. Bing bong. Hello, sir.
Do your baby voice.
I was born in the USA. I was born in the USA.
You know what that sounds like?
John Cougar Mellencamp.
It sounds like New Year's baby.
Oh, really? I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's just a baby that is born again every New Year's Day.
A baby who on every January 1st accepts Christ into his heart?
Right.
He has risen.
IMDb. You know what is I keep forgetting. What does IMDb stand for?
Impotent male dick balls.
Good enough for me. What is the score on Internet Movie Dick Balls? Male Dick Balls.
I'm going to say a 5.2.
4.9. This is from only 9 ratings.
Oh, well, that's not a good...
Blake, it's all that we have. Philip, rest assured, this is all that we have, okay? No critic reviews. No viewer reviews. Here's a viewer review. I actually have to take that back. 4 out of 10 stars. I can see why the network passed on this one.
That's it?
No, there's more.
Oh.
This show is clearly from the 1950s as far as sensibilities go. Back then, it was politically correct to hate the commies, and this show is about what you'd expect.
Don't we still hate the commies?
Oh, I hate them with a passion. Every night I go to bed, I pray to God.
That guy makes it sound like it's different nowadays.
Well, let me see when this was done. You know what? This is back from 14, so September 14th. You know, that's... I think the hate was starting again.
Okay.
Anywho.
I miss Miguel McGorbagoff.
Oh, I love that McGorbagoff. He had that thing explode. It was a paintball. He got hit in the head, I think, right?
Yep, worst paintball accident ever. That's where...
all the safety regulations started?
Thank you. That's exactly what happened.
The problem for me is this should have been a lot more interesting. Spy stuff should be exciting. Instead, despite all the action, it seemed a bit sluggish. Additionally, I laughed at the portion where a spy was able to so easily sneak throughout the Soviet ship without being detected. Also, while they were supposed to be Soviets, the enemy sure did not sound or act Russian. As a result of all this, I can see why this pilot series was never picked up by the networks. I think we touched on all those points.
Yeah, I was going to say, we could have just read that and saved ourselves an hour.
Why don't we do that? Why don't you and I just we'll do the warm up and then we'll just read one viewer review and then we'll roll the end credits.
Okay, that's fine. We can do that from now on.
Phew.
You want to? What you mean?
Go ahead and press that button right there. You gotta have that charged up for
Ladies
me.
and gentlemen, welcome to FCF Airport. Local time is 11:11 and the temperature is 69 degrees. For your safety and comfort, please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captains turn off the fasten seatbelt sign.
Am I not pushing the buttons right?
I mean, fucking get with the program. 120 deep. I think that's my new favorite part of the show is the bing bong. Bing bong. Do you like that? Hey, play that again, will you please?
Sure.
Bing bong.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to FCF Airport. Local time is 11:11 and the temperature is 69 degrees.
That voice too.
Yeah.
You get to go to bed with that every night.
It doesn't sound like that every night.
Why not? Put some sort of voice filter on your
I was
wife.
going to say, this has got some filters we used.
Is there a way to
Auto-tune.
Can you auto tune her voice?
I wish I could, Jason. I wish I could. It doesn't work that way in real life. Only in podcasting.
Really? Well, I wish podcasting was my real life. 1 to 7. That's our rating system, and we have to rate this pilot. We have to.
Yeah. I mean, why else would we be doing this to ourselves?
It's like when you breathe in deep before a sneeze, but then the sneeze doesn't happen, and you're left kind of discombobulated. You're like, what just happened? I want to expel something, right? That's what the show would be like if we didn't have a rating.
Exactly. So we take our rating scale from the wonderful television sitcom Wings.
What was the favorite part about Wings?
My favorite part about Wings was the relationship between the brothers.
Yes.
Me and my brother are nothing like each other, just like these guys were.
Okay, so you got Joe Hackett, and you got Brian Hackett,
Yeah.
and then your name is Blake, and your brother's name is Chad.
You know what was really funny?
No.
Just a side note, because we don't have anything pressing to do after this, but I really hate listening to Jim Mattson do Wingstop Wednesday.
Local news guy?
Yeah.
He does what's Wings?
Wingstop,
I know Wingstop is
right. So they have a contest where people call in. 2 people do trivia to win a big wings package. And the other day I was driving home, and the 2 contestants were Chad and Blake.
Okay.
It was pretty cool.
Okay. Good.
Because that's my brother's name and my name. It was like we were playing trivia against each other.
With Jim Mattson?
And Blake won. So fuck Chad, right?
Would you be Brian Hackett or Joe Hackett?
I'd be Brian.
You'd be the freewheeling guy.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty freewheeling.
I disagree.
Really?
Because if it was between you and Chad, I think you would probably be the more responsible one.
Well, that's because I don't have mental issues.
Case in point.
Okay.
1 to 7, all taken from the characters of Wings. 7 being the best, 1 being the worst. Captain Philip, rest assured, I turn to you. How do you rate Counterspy?
We kind of talk trash about it for the most part.
Big time trash. We really gave this pilot some shit.
But the audio of the video is very important to me. The quality is really important to me. I liked Finn. I'm going to give it a 4. I think you can watch it and you might enjoy it. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't great. Mm-hmm. So right down the middle, I'm going to give it a 4. I didn't want to be too harsh.
Yeah, this is a 4. You're exactly right.
But I think Nora was a big cunt in this. She was the worst cunty wife I have ever heard.
She loved her husband. She was scared
She goes
for him.
into the kitchen. Finn goes in because he knows she's mad. They have super secret agents right in the living room, and she's cussing him out, talking about how she didn't marry him. She married him because he was supposed to be a lifer in the Navy. He gets kicked out, and now she's poor. And she's all pissed off, and she's like, now you're going to go try to kill yourself.
Kill yourself.
Kill yourself.
Maybe she was a little cunty. I don't know. I think she loved her husband, right? I don't know.
No finger banging going on there.
Oh, mercy. It was slow. It wasn't as exciting as something maybe you'd want from a spy thriller, but it wasn't bad. And some of the underwater stuff was pretty cool, I thought. Some of the fighting under there. You really liked the cold cock and that David Hardy did.
Oh, God. Dude, he fucking reared back and punched the guy off of the bench in his frogman suit.
He Betty White off his rocker, that lady.
Hell
that
yeah.
So I agree with you, though. I think this is a 4.
All right.
And with that, we close the book on Counterspy, and we'll never speak of that show again.
Probably ever. But
join us next time, won't you please, when we watch the pilot episode of Jessica. And here's a little something to whet your whistle. Centered around the hardworking female primetime news anchor magazine producer whose world turns upside down when the network brings Jessica Sampson on board as a part-time on-air reporter. You can find the entire episode of Jessica by subscribing to Couch Pilots and Apple Podcasts or your favorite podcast app of choice, and then simply click on one of our classically blue links in our show notes. Or go to YouTube.
And you know what to do, too.
Oh, do you ever? Are you excited for this one?
Oh, so excited. It can't be any worse than Nick and Jessica.
I was just going to say, Jessica Sampson is played by Jessica Simpson.
Right.
The
spoiler alert.
The late 90s musical starlet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, could you name one of her songs?
Huh?
Could you name one of her songs?
There was Out of the Blue.
Mm-hmm.
There was that remake of the song from the Crickets.
Right. Chirp Chirp.
No, it was like... And then... no, that's only 2.
Hit Me Baby One More Time.
Oh, Hit Me Baby One More Time. And then that one.
I'm Missing You Like Candy.
Missing You Like Candy.
Yeah. So she had some great hits.
Yeah.
Propelling that into her television career.
Did you know any of Nick's songs?
He had all the same songs. Everything we just said is exactly the same as him.
Just in a boy band version.
Yep.
Was it Hot Sink or something like that? No, it was Hot Five or something?
Hot Snakes.
Hot Snakes.
Go to couchpilotspodcast.com. There's a little part of the internet that we chiseled out just for us.
Yeah, it's an expensive little part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not cheap, and we hope you go there and visit it every day.
Yeah, just go out there every day.
Put it as your homepage, like we said before. There you can go find out all of our social media outlets, so you can contact us in a variety of ways. Say you're on Facebook, but you're not on Twitter, then get all of us on Facebook.
Yeah.
All right? Whatever you have, I'm sure we've matched it.
It's a one-stop shop for everything you want Couch Pilots. It has the dial-in number in case you don't remember that.
All of our past episodes.
It has, I think, a couple pictures of us on the tops of the screen.
Yeah, there's a little Easter egg. If you find the right place to click on the site, you can find a picture of my nuts.
You mean D's nuts?
Dee Dee's nuts. Dee Dee's nuts. You ever sing that song?
Nope.
All right.
Never sang it.
Patreon?
Patreon.com/Couch Pilots. Go there. We have 4 different tiers. If you donate, you can get anything from a signed autographed picture of us and a shout out to a secret episode that only you will get, or only the people that donate that much.
Yeah.
And you don't have to donate every month. You can donate just one time and you'll still get that.
Yep.
We have another tier where you can get a one-on. You can Skype with us for an hour, and ask us like sex advice or just life advice. We're going to life coach you basically.
Mm-hmm.
So there's
and
a lot.
We'll talk you off too.
Talk you off that ledge, baby.
Oh, I meant like
talk you off like masturbate.
phone sex. Yeah.
Can you screen bang somebody?
I think we'll find out. They donate enough, and I'll do anything you want.
Exactly.
Anything you like to say to our frequent flyers before we go today, Blake?
No, I mean, you guys have stuck through a long episode.
What about a message of positivity?
God, you get it up.
Yeah, you do everything in the middle.
Right, and I'm trying to do everything in the middle right now. This is the middle. This show is built in the back of his back, Burks. Yes, I want to give...
How about a message of positivity?
I want to give a message of positivity. This world could be a negative place.
Amen. Amen.
But, the last few weeks I've tried to kind of show you things to do to make this world better.
Yes.
This week, I'm saying, go up to a stranger, smack him on the butt, and say, good job. Because you think about it, baseball players do all the time. Guy hits a home run, the whole team spanks him in the butt.
They all touch his bottom.
Yeah. You know what? And if you ever looked at him after that whole team spanked him in the butt, got a fucking smile on his face. He is a happy go-getter.
Must be working, right?
Must be working. So just go up to somebody, coworker or somebody on the subway or whatever, and just right on the booty and say, good job. That's all I got.
I think that's great. I think that's great advice.
Thank you.
And with that, this pilot may have been rough, but it's always a smooth flight here on Couch Pilots. Thanks, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Push that button there. Push the button.
Uh-oh, for some reason it's not working.
It's time to end the show. Push the button.
On behalf of Couch Pilots and the entire crew, we'd like to thank you for joining us on this trip, and we are looking forward to seeing you on board again in the near future. Have a nice day.